Welcome to another episode of Smart Money with your host, Mr. Dungles. Today we are covering terminologies used in the crypto space, as well as looking at some charts and things of that nature. As always, this is not financial advice, and this is something we do for entertainment purposes only. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Again, not financial advice. Let's start off with some terms. We have bullish. What is bullish? Bullish is the market is looking very healthy. It is a time where you want to get in, you want to make money, you're excited. Bullish, you'll hear like bullishness, you'll hear bullish and, bullish news. So it just means positive things that are going in a positive way, which usually signifies to dollars, which means profit for us. Then you have bearish. The market is not as healthy, downside to come. The sentiment overall is down. People are not as excited to put their money in crypto. They're like, oh man, things could, go down. The perfect example of that is today with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has dropped from $69,000 towards that $58,000 level. We're currently at $60,082, and we're trading fine. I don't see an issue. I find that corrections are important and necessary in any market. We'll take a look at this chart real quick so you could see. So this is the Bitcoin chart. You see we're having a little bit of a pump, nothing major, but it's still there. This is on the 1 hour chart, and you can view this same information on tradingview.com. Again, that is tradingview.com. One of the charts that you're going to want to take a look at, though, is the weekly chart. And you say, well, why would I want to know the weekly chart if I don't even barely know how to use anything? Well, you can be ahead of the game by checking this out. We're going to talk over patterns. We're going to talk over a lot of things, but right now, this is what we're going to focus on. The weekly chart for Bitcoin. So this is a shoulder forming. This is an inverse head. And here we have another shoulder that should be forming, known as a right shoulder. This is called an inverse head and shoulders. A lot of people said this was going to be the shoulder, and it kind of did, so we wouldn't be surprised if it didn't come all the way down. What do I want to say with this? We have room, ladies and gentlemen, to come down right here, all the way, I'm going to mark it, all the way to 42,182 before I start thinking of, oh my God, what's going to happen? What's wrong? Did I make a mistake? Am I in too late? Am I FOMOing? Fear of missing out. Perfect example. A lot of people didn't want to buy here because of all the FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Oh, nothing's going to happen, and then it explodes. So people are like, oh, it's coming down. That's where your fear, uncertainty, doubt comes in again, and then it explodes, and then you run and you chase, and now you're at 63.5, and you're like, darn, man, I bought, really high, and fear of missing out caught up, so now you're selling here, which you shouldn't do. And you are like, oh man, 31, we'll never see 60 again. Next thing you know, you're working your way up, but you're watching so much YouTube, you're like, oh man, no, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to buy. No, I'm going to wait. And then you end up buying at 69, and then the dump happens. This is perfectly healthy. This is perfectly normal. We're going to go over to the daily chart, which explains this picture a little bit better as well. As you can see on the daily chart, we have this kind of similar pattern, come down, come up, but really what we're doing right here is the same thing here, which is a ladder formation. Ladder formation meaning we're going to have a correction from right here, 52,000, we corrected all the way to 39,000. From right here, we're at 69,000, we've corrected so far to 58, we can go down to around 57, and it's still not something to be so worried about and concerned about. Let's go back over to our chart. So you have momentum, gaining force, gaining volume to move in a positive way. So you hear that word a lot in sports. You hear that word a lot in a variety of things in our everyday life. So we're like, oh, good, the coin is getting momentum, meaning it's getting ready to blast off, take off. We're good. We have solid support behind it. Patterns are what I just talked about in the other screen, which is just identifying, and we're going to do a whole video dedicated to inverse head and shoulders, and different patterns to help you identify. My two favorite ones, if you're curious, you can go check them out, are inverse head and shoulders and a head and shoulders pattern are my two favorite patterns to trade. Then you have the 4 exchanges that are the biggest right now here in the US, which are Coinbase. You also have Coinbase Pro, you have KuCoin, you have Binance, which is US, and you have crypto.com, so Binance.us. And as always, these markets are going to continue to perform. Let's take a look at, on this chart over here, crypto.com coin. Well, today this coin had a lot of interest. If you guys haven't heard the news yet, crypto.com purchased the rights to name the former Staples Arena, which is, I mean, a gigantic name in all of sports industries, worldwide renowned as one of the best arenas to play in, historic. You have the Kobe's, the Jordans, it's the Staples Center, for crying out loud. Well, now it's going to be called the crypto.com Center or Arena. With that news breaking out around here yesterday, it exploded a little bit to the upside, and then what we've seen is continuation. We've had these corrections, and this is where I want to show you this is healthy. We believe that on this channel, crypto.com, this coin right here, CRO, is probably going to head over to $1, close to it, probably exceed it, meaning it's going to go over it at some point. Where do we see it right now? Well, just like every major healthy correction in coin, it needs a correction. So a red, tall flag candle, and right here, the same thing, you see corrections coming, that's fine. And you're going to see the correction starting here. We could see some downside to 43. We could even see a little bit more, but from right here, we went to 51 all the way to 38. So that is 13 cents. So from 62, we're here at 50. We tested 50 even. So we could go down like 49. I still, to just be safe, I wouldn't put a stop loss until about 46 cents, and then I'd stop the loss, because then it means we're losing ground and we're going to go down a bit more. So realistically, CRO is a very good project because it's an exchange coin. Another formation that we should talk about, it's called the cup and handle pattern, and that cup and handle pattern is right around here. And this isn't a perfect cup and handle pattern, so all my experts, I'm sorry, this is not the perfect one. But here, because if you draw it or you put your mug to it, it looks like a taza, like a mug. So, and usually it's a little bit more formed. This one, as I said, it's not as formed, and that's fine. So you have it here, boom, which usually means we're going to go up. You're going to come down for the confirmation and then explode up to the upside. It doesn't always work that way, and it's not always as defined or as big of a drop. It could come out halfway. Again, thank you guys for supporting the channel. It is very important that you comment, like, and subscribe. Tell us what coins you're looking for. Tell us what coins you want us to be recording at. As always, thank you. Take care. Have a great day. It's your host, Mr. Dungles, and we'll talk to you soon on another episode of Smart Money.